Hey everybody, my name is Ernesto Blaque. Today I want to talk about royalties and how royalties are being paid. And have you ever found or heard a story where people are fighting, artists are fighting? Somebody says, yo, I wrote this song, so that song belongs to me. And somebody else says, no, I produced the song, and after producing the song then gave it to somebody else, then it's my song, it's not the other person's song. But the other person says, yo, I paid for the production of the song, so that's my song. So let's just clear that. So to start with, a song is two properties or two entities. So the first entity of the song is the composition rights or composition royalties, which are being paid to the composer. And you have something else that's called the master. And so let's just look at the composition rights. The composition rights it's broken into two. You have what's called or what is known as performance rights and what's known as mechanical rights. So composition rights are those rights that belong to the person that wrote the song, that came up with the melody. So if somebody has written the lyrics down of the song, or somebody came and made a melody of a song, then that person is due to get paid the composition rights of the song. So if let's say somebody just takes a song and strip it to just play just the guitar alone or just play the piano, and he plays the melody that you can recognize, then those are the rights that the composition rights protect, then are copywritten. Then the person who wrote the song will be paid the composition rights. So you have, and how those composition rights are paid is every time when a song is played on radio, when the song is downloaded, and maybe when the song, if you have a video and the video is being played on TV or it's played on YouTube. So every time those, that's where it's called performing. So when the song is performing like that, even sometimes when the song is performed in restaurants or even retail stores, most of South African retail stores, they do have what's known as, you have Pick and Pay radio, you have Clicks radios. So every time that song is played on those type of platforms, then the person who owns the composition gets paid through that. So then the next thing, you have what's known as mechanical rights. And mechanical rights, for you to understand, then you have to look at the industry, what it was about 50 years ago or going backwards, where every time when a CD, or it works more on CDs, LPs or vinyls or cassettes, when they are being reproduced or when they are being distributed. So every time a person buys a CD or buys your album, as we know it from the back in the day, every time those are being bought, then you know what mechanical rights are due to the person, to the composer. And in today's industry where it's downloading and streaming, that's the new way of that you will get your royalties from that. So every time your song is played on Spotify, for instance, or iTunes, or any other DSP that you can think of, every time your song is played, then you'll get mechanical rights. And the entity that pays for those rights is Sembro in South Africa and Capasso. Capasso is Composers, Authors, Publishers Associations. So those ones are the people who goes and collect on behalf of artists. Then they will be distributing to the authors, to the publishers, to everybody that needs to be paid those royalties. Then another form of royalties is what is known as the masters. A master is royalties that are due to the person who owns the masters. And the master of a song is the final version of the song. So this include your mixing, your mastering. So basically the final version of the song that we know that usually plays on radio, that you can stream on Spotify. The person that owns that owns the masters, and usually the person that or the company that owns the masters, it's the person or company that paid for the production of the song. So if you are signed to a label or you signed to a recording company, if they pay for the song to be reproduced or to be produced rather, those are the people who own the masters. And the master, something with the masters, that every time your song gets published or it gets synced on movies, then the person, the master who owns the master, and the person who owns the masters can be a person who doesn't even play or doesn't even sing on the album. For the fact that they finance the whole project, then it entitles them to own the master. Unless you have an agreement that when at the later stage you are able to buy the masters back, if let's say at the moment you are not in a position to finance yourself for the production of the album. But otherwise, the person that pays for the production of the song owns the masters. And in South Africa, we also have something that's called Needletime or Needletime rights. And those are the royalties that are due to session artists. If let's say, and I know when you invite an artist or a singer or somebody else, you also have to pay for them. Like you have to pay for them to come and you have to cater for them. That's something different. They are charging you for them to come and perform the songs. But after and above that, you have to pay needle rights, which is if somebody comes and play a piano or play a saxophone, or somebody comes and sing, or a backup singer comes and sing, they are due to be paid the royalties of needle time. And if anybody who actually contributes to the production of the song, even the mixing engineer, they are due to get paid those needle times.